Tell me when we're on.
Sure, now.
Wait, it's good beer. Hold on. Gold Season 3, Episode 2. Episode 2. Wow. Yeah, we're just starting over, baby. It's all fresh. But I gotta tell you, here we are, 2021, 2 episodes in, and yeah, I think we're ready to call it quits. I mean, folks, it is nuts out there. I know you want to get away. I know you want to go jet plane, baby. I can't give you a jet plane, but I can give you a paper plane. Yeah! Tonight, the paper plane quarantine cocktail. Are you ready? Yeah, you're not. It's, folks, it's out of control. But we're going to make it work. Come on. Blue Monkey, Quarantina. Only business, monkey business. Entree. Here we go. Cat. All right, folks, I've actually wanted to make this cocktail for a while. Bear with me, it's a drinking episode tonight. So here's the deal. The paper plane. Yeah, so 1908. Yeah, so this cocktail was to commemorate the first flight. Kitty Hawk, Orville, Wilbur. Yeah, 1903, right? First flight, 1908. They're making a cocktail called the paper plane. No, I'm making that up. So this drink is actually kind of new. 2008. Yeah, 2008. The paper plane cocktail comes into existence. We give credit to Sam Ross and Sasha Petrosky. So they were the creators of Milk and Honey, which is was a very well-known bar. So Sam Ross, he owned the Milk and Honey in New York, and Sasha Petrosky, she had the one in London. Tons of great cocktails came out of there. A lot of great stuff. Unfortunately, in my 8 minutes of research, what I have learned is that the London Milk and Honey has been completely shut down because of COVID, and the Milk and Honey in New York, they had a new location, but actually the landlord closed it down for, they wanted to do some different things, so they're still trying to find a new spot. So right now there is no Milk and Honey, and it's a shame because, again, great cocktails. It was on my list of bars to go visit. Folks, I'm going to make it happen. Sam Ross, I'm going to tag you. If you're out there, I want to meet up because you have some great cocktails. I'm going to hopefully do credit to this. So, where did the name come from, Paul? If it didn't come from Kitty Hawk, paper plane, what was it? 2008. So, when Sam and Sasha were making this cocktail, the song that was out there, yeah, MIA, paper plane. One of my favorite.
Oh,
and that is
really?
Literally the name, because it was playing all the time, and when they made this cocktail, that was the song that was going on.
It's such your
and
favorite
it's
song.
that simple. Now, if you want the history of the MIA paper plane song, you go look it up, but it's all about immigration, and you know, she was trying to make a statement, possibly one of the most recent censored songs, by the way, because depending on where you hear the song, there are gunshots in it, and David Letterman, and who else? MTV will not play the gunshots when the song plays. They make different noises. Anyway, that's not why we're here. We're here to make the paper plane.
I thought it was for being a baller, not immigration.
Yeah, no, it's about immigration. Yeah, It's got a lot of deep meanings. Whatever. It's a great freaking song, though. Loved it the first time I heard it. Still play it, but I'm old. So, this is actually a riff. This is a riff off of a very old drink. This is a riff off of the Last Word cocktail, which, if you remember, again, pull out your book if you're trying to keep up. 1915, the Last Word cocktail, which we've done. Now, the Last Word cocktail was gin, chartreuse, maraschino liqueur, lime juice. Now, what made that cocktail special is it was equal parts. So 3/4 ounce, 3/4 ounce, 3/4 ounce, 3/4 ounce. This is a riff off of that, and what they did is they created a spirit of bourbon. Then they went with Aperol. This beautiful drink right here, Amaro Nonino. We'll talk about that in a second. And then lemon juice, equal parts. So that's their riff. Side note, I didn't want to make it a bourbon night, but it is. And, bourbon doesn't get enough credit. Sat and watched a little bit of a documentary on bourbon. And, bourbon, so I'm not going to give you all of it, but I'm going to give you this. So the bourbon and whiskey in general, actually one of the oldest liquor laws on the books. In 1897, they actually created the Bourbon Bond Act. And what it was is it required that anything, so at the time, there's a lot of whiskey companies, and they're making all these different whiskeys. The problem is some people are making crap whiskey, and the guys that are doing it right, they have this whole process, and nobody's able to tell the difference. So they create the Bond Act of 1897, and what it requires is that to be bonded, it has to be made in one season, it has to be distilled at one brewery, it has to be kept in one bonded warehouse for 4 years, so it has to age, and then it has to be bottled at exactly 100 proof, 50% alcohol. And at that point, it would be marked as bonded, and that was one of the first alcohol, actually one of the first food laws that was ever passed by the federal government. Now, I can tell you after that, it was not short-lived, but after Prohibition, they decided to start bottling whiskey in the U.S. at 86 proof. And why 86 proof? Well, another short story. In Canada and Scotland, they were making whiskey at 80 proof. And America wanted to be different. So they compromised and created 86 proof. And so if you look now, the whole point of that story is to tell you that if you look at most whiskeys right now, you'll see 86 proof. And in the 60s, they kind of got a little watered, and now you see 80 proof. But anyway, 86 proof is a very common whiskey proof, and it's all because of that. Paul, who cares? I know, you don't care. So let's talk about a drink. If you're making it at home, which you're not, because you don't know what we're making, you don't have the recipe, soon we may change that. That may change. We'll talk about that at the end of the show. So the star of this is actually the bitter liqueurs tonight. Now, bitter liqueurs, we've done them. Now, these aren't bitters like Peychaud's and all those. These are bitter liqueurs. Now, you're familiar with some of these. Matter of fact, Fernet Branca. We've done a drink with this. Fernet and Coke. So Fernet Branca is a bitter liqueur, and this is a very spicy bitter liqueur with a almost a minty flavor. Another one that you're familiar with, my Achilles heel, Campari. Now Campari, again, bitter liqueur. Now this is a ruby red. It's well known for that beautiful color, and this is a very strong bitter grapefruit flavor. Another one is Aperol, which we've done, and it's in this drink tonight. Aperol is mostly, it's a rhubarb actually flavor with almost a burnt orange and hair and chutney. No, that's a bad commercial. No, but burnt orange and ruby rhubarb flavor, and that's Aperol. And then Cynar. Now, Cynar we don't have. I have not used it, but it's a fun one. There's a bar we go to that has it, and I still want to get it because it's artichoke. It's an artichoke. It's very bittersweet. And then the other one is Amaro Nonino, and that's the one we're using tonight. So Amaro actually is Italian for bitter. So all of these are actually types of Amaros. And then Nonino, for what it's worth, means grandpa. So apparently this is named after some bitter... Get
out of my yard!
Exactly. Bitter grandpa. But of all of them, we've kind of gone, this is the mildest and more of a caramel orange flavor. You could do this one easily on the rocks. So, Paul, make the damn drink. I'm making the damn drink. I'm making it. So, grab a little ice. There's ice. And then equal parts. And this is, again, it's a nice, easy drink because it's all equal parts. So get yourself a bourbon. We're going to Kentucky, right? That's where bourbon's from, folks. It's Kentucky. New Riff, here local. 3/4 ounce in my brand new. Thanks, Shelby.
Merry Christmas.
So 3/4. Then we're coming in with our Aperol.
Japanese style jigger.
Japanese, yeah, no. This is, oh. There it is. It's always tough when you don't know if it's a cork or a screw top. So our Aperol, which we haven't done Aperol in a while. 3/4 for me, and 1 for Shelby. And then the beautiful Amaro Nonino. Yeah. All of the bitters, all the different Amaros, they all have a very spicy, because they have a lot of herbs and spices and tree bark and, squirrel fur and all sorts of stuff. It's delicious. So, 3/4 here. Oh, 1 pour. There you go. And then we're coming in with our lemons. 3/4 ounce. Now, I will tell you, because this drink is built on specifics, we are going to measure tonight, because I want to make sure to give it its due. Paul, can you use something different? Because I'll tell you, this is not a hard bitter liqueur to find, but she's a pricey liqueur to find. All this other stuff, $20, 15, whatever. This bad boy is going to set you back about $50 a bottle. You're going to want to drink it. If you do this, you're going to be on a paper plane run for a while.
Can you use it in other cocktails?
Oh my God! You can drink it straight as well. Put it on over put it on the rocks. It's deliciousness. That's what we're going to be doing for $50 a bottle. I'm going to brush my teeth with it tonight. And then 3/4. And then the last thing, because we do have to bastardize this just a little bit, Emergen-C. Folks, I don't know if you know about this. MIA had another song that was out for just a short-lived while, and it was called Emergen-C. And it was about immunity, and not immigration, but immunity. And God bless them, because they knew 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C every day, it's going to help you. So Emergen-C, sponsored by MIA, not sponsoring our show. We're going to give that a little sprinkle right there. And then, folks, that's it. Coming in, give it a good shake. The fragrance off of this drink is just really, really amazing. Chilled, and then we're just gonna come in and top off the old coupe glasses. Let's move that beer out of the way. It's gonna be a beautiful color. Look at that.
Oh, that is pretty.
Is that not pretty? That is a gorgeous. Right? Can you see that? I mean, does that look not incredible?
That's very pretty.
We don't mess around here. Folks, I don't know if you know the time we put into these shows. I mean, but it's a solid 8 minutes. And now we're going to try something a little different. We're going to do that. Get a good lemon peel.
Did you take my peeler out of the kitchen?
It's my peeler.
Is it the left hand or the right hand?
It's...
The left's mine.
I know. So, because it's a paper airplane, I have a thought. We're going to go here. We're going to go here. We're going to make these airplane wings, and then
I thought it'd be interesting.
just bear with me, folks. I mean, you know what? We're gonna give it a little spits, and then
Oh.
right.
Look at you getting creative.
There it is, folks. There it is, baby. Quarantine paper airplanes. Thank you, MIA. There's our drink for the evening. Now, is it good? So, lemon, obviously, right off the top, but you can still get a little bit of that spice smell in the background. Oh, new favorite. Bourbon, you can feel it. It's warm, but you get all of that bitterness, but that strong, smoky bourbon. It just is so mellow. That. Yeah, Sam, you know what? Sasha, well done. Solid drink. There it is, folks. Now, last thing, I brought up the bourbon and a whole 86 proof. So there's a term that came out of all that, and it's when you 86 something, right? So
Restaurants 86 things all the time.
yeah, means it's
You
no
run out.
longer available. It's
You run out.
canceled. It's you run out, whatever. But there's other history on that. So some people actually believe that the term 86 came from the bourbon world, and the reason they believe that is that when it came out with the 86 proof, that it got rid of the 100 proof bourbon, the bonded version, because it was all now watered down. So people said that it 86 the old bourbons. Now, there's another story. There's a lot of stories. There's another story that it came from the soup kitchens during the Depression, because a pot of at the soup kitchen, it would hold 85 cups of soup, and that the 86th person in line would be 86th because they wouldn't be able to get any soup. So that was another version. Some people think it comes from a speakeasy. So there's a speakeasy in New York, and it was on 86 Bedford Street, I believe, but the address wasn't printed. But when the cops would come, everybody would yell 86 it, so that they would know to hide their drinks and get rid of everything. And that was another term for the 86. Another, and this was tied to New York too, there's a liquor code in New York. And what it talks about is, as a bar, when you have to stop serving somebody who's been drinking too much, and that happens to be Article 86. So the term comes from the fact that that's when you have to cut somebody off. You have to 86 them. Now, my favorite comes from none of that. It comes from my world of death, and it's the ultimate 86. A grave is 8 foot long and 6 foot deep. The ultimate 86 is when you die, baby. Now, I tell you all this for one reason. If we're going to 86 anything, we need to 86 COVID and get on with our lives, folks. But for the time being, I'm not 86 and nothing. I'm here with you. Cheers to y'all.
Chink.
Chink. Cheers. We're doing a little cocktail tonight. I hope you can join us. Hold on. That's good stuff. Folks, love having you here. Season 3, episode 2. Side note, real quick, we may take the show to the YouTube platform. Be curious how many of you would be willing to switch over to YouTube to watch us. Now, I will say this. What we are going to try to do is we will keep some of it on Facebook. It's just getting rough out there. But I'm trying to give you, this is your happy place. We are no longer helping you through hump day. But here's what we're going to do. Every Sunday, we're going to give you a nice, happy place to go. And so that's our goal. So, happy places on Sunday. Love you. See you next week.
Chink.
Cheers.